Okay, I'm putting my handles on. I did have to trim the screws back so the points didn't stick out in here, which is working fine. One of the other issues, well, this is where my antenna hookup's going to be. But one of the other issues I have is that. So temporarily, for right now, I run a tie wrap through there, and that holds it down. I may maybe shoot some hot glue in there, but we'll see how the tie wrap does, because that's keeping it from rattling. So that's where I'm at with it. Still waiting on my power meter. All right, look what showed up. Let's see. Yeah, it's smaller than what I thought, which is good. Okay, let me measure and make a hole and put that in the front plate. We'll get this thing going again. Okay, wow, so this has been a pretty long project even for me. So I got the stereo put back in. What we have is we have a 12-volt power port, big on-off switch, my voltmeter that took forever to get here, the B speaker jacks, and the charging port. So inside, let me set you down here. Hopefully you can see the multimeter down there. We'll go ahead and turn that on. It's currently on 20 volts. I do have the battery grounds disconnected. So what I want to verify, that I should not have any voltage across the red or the black rails, which I don't. Okay, the other thing I want to measure is continuity, to make sure I don't have any of the red or the black rails hooked together, which I don't. So far that's looking good. Okay, and we may need that again. So what I have, I don't know if you can see it here, but behind here there's a diode that goes to the charging port, because these are 12-volt batteries, and the Mule and my plug-in charger charges 13.5. So that diode's going to knock about a volt, 1.2 volts off the charging circuit. We're going to test that. The main power goes through a 30 amp fuse, goes down to the big clunking switch, and then comes back to here. And then from there, it's branched off. So these two here go down to the batteries. So let me plug the negative terminals in, and I'm just going to leave this live just in case something happens. All right, so we want to plug these terminals in. There's one. No sparky yet. Two. Okay. So I should have 12 volts between this terminal and any ground terminals, which I've got, and then I shouldn't have anything from that terminal. So far it's looking good. All right. So a moment of truth, we're either going to blow a fuse or not. Hey, I got voltage. I did hook up the radio antenna to this metal handle. So let's see what happens here. And let's go find.
To put off and put on. Spreaker.com. That's S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R.
Looks like the antenna's going to work.
You actually don't.
All right, I'm going to bring you back in a minute. Let's go ahead and mute that. And let me bring you back, see how the charge is going to work. Okay, so this is going to my 13.5 volt wall wart. We're going to plug it in and see 12.8, 12.9. So it is charging. And that diode should keep it hopefully below 13. So now the next step is to check it in the mule. Yeah, I guess I'm going to spend the evening cleaning up because it took me, about 45 minutes to find the plug that fits the mule. So we're going to go ahead and plug this into the mule. Let me get on this side. Plug the other end into the charge port. Let's go crank the mule up. Keep an eye on the voltage over there and see what happens. Let me set you down here a second. Both meters read 12.7. Actually, I'm at 12. And that one's 12.7. Let's crank it up. I went to 14. I may not be getting a connection here. Nope, it's charging there. That's because I'm going through that diode. That's about where I want them batteries. That's where they should be. All right, let me cut this thing off. So yeah, I cut the mule off. It dropped back down to 12.7. If I have trouble with it, I can always remove that diode and just go straight with it. But I think that's going to be fine for them lead acid batteries there. So yeah, yeah. All I got now is put the top on it, and she'll be done. All right, we got a few more tests to do here.
This is Ice-T.
Mute this. Actually, I'm going to turn the radio off for this next test. Okay, so first test, low air compressor. I'm going to buy a new one, but let's just see. Plug it into the power port. Okay, and we'll turn it on. We dropped some voltage. And got some load on it. Looks like it's running the compressor just fine. Okay. Move this out of the way. So now, the next test, may be a little bit more realistic, is I've got a 400 watt inverter. It says it powers up to 3.48 amps. And I have it plugged in to my little jigsaw here, which the label says requires 3.5 amps. So real close. I do have it can go to number 6, but I'm going to set it on between 4 and 5. All right, so let's plug this in. Okay. We got a green light on the inverter. So let's see if it'll power this tool and what the meter says. Inverter doesn't like it. Yeah. All right. I may have too much cord on the inverter. Let me try a different tool. Okay, I got a Dremel rotary tool. It says 1.6 amps. Let's see if it runs it. All right, crank it up. Inverter doesn't like it. I may need a better inverter. That inverter is like really old. But yeah, I do have AC power. So yeah, I can run AC. I can pump up a tire. The only thing I haven't seen is if I can do a jump start, but that would require another circuit. So, cranking it up slowly. Almost gets it at full. Okay, well, I just wanted to show you. Okay. All right, so that's my box. I'm going to do the lid now, and it should be a done project. But yeah, looks pretty good in there. I got everything working. Pretty happy with how it laid out. I still got room in there to put accessories. So yeah, I'll get back with you when I get the lid done.
And fast.
All right, the project is done.
You know who hated this news the most? The guy who just paid $500,000
Check.
for the ball
These speakers work.
through as his last touchdown pass. Ouch!
Big 95, KBGO. Big classic hits of the 70s, 80s, and more at KBGO.com. Big
So, just to show you, I did a piano hinge on the back, and then this really fixed my lid wobble. These pulled down really nice. Everything's looking good in there. I can actually store the external speakers in there. That holds the lid down good.
It must be accompanied by 2 adult chaperones. Foreigner will donate $500 to the winning choir for their choir program. Enter your high.
And off. Perfect. I like it. Put some tie wraps in here to tighten the handles up so they didn't rattle. So yeah, I like it. Addendum, I had to make one change. So this yellow wire is the memory wire, and I hooked it straight to the battery positive, and I'm not too worried about it because it is fused over here. So yeah, so by making that change, the radio turns off with this switch, and then it remembers the station preset. So that's the only change I made to it. So other than that, yeah, we're going to button this thing up and call it done. And I've been playing with it for several hours today. We ran the inverter, we ran the air pump and stuff, and we're still at 12.6 volts. All right, thanks for watching.